Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry, the boater, Mike, the mariner, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. All right, just a couple weeks away from the Discover Boating Miami International Boat Show. They've renamed it. They've rebranded it, merged it with the Discover Boating campaign that's been going on for years with the NMMA, National Marine Manufacturers Association. We plan to send some of our folks out there. I mean, being it's right down the street from Barry the boater, I think he's going to participate. Isn't that right, Barry? You're hoping to?
Yep. I am going to set aside that Friday.
Yeah.
On my busy schedule because it is tax season.
Right.
And let's point out that the producer of the show, the owner of Overboard Entertainment, did not apply for media credentials for Barry.
What?
Barry, who applied for media credentials for you?
I
Barry
won't say what captain.
Barry should have applied for his own media credentials.
Captain. The captain takes care of his crew.
Wrong. I don't know if that's
accurate. Right down the street from Barry's house, so I guess we're all staying
right down the
street.
house,
right? Exactly.
It's Miami Beach.
We did hear Greg say he's sending us, so does that mean that we can turn in expense reports this year?
I don't recall saying sending anyone. I said some of our correspondents are supposed to be there.
That's not what you said.
It is. Roll the tape back. There is no tape. Oh, well, we're good.
He's
Thank God for podcasts. Yeah, I know.
So regardless, I mean, Barry, hopefully he's going to be there. Whether or not, what does it matter who got him his credentials as long as he has them? And Patrick, you're going to be there, maybe? Are you going to be a last-minute decision like me, or what? What are you thinking, Patrick?
Probably. I mean, I'm scheduled to be off that Friday.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of making it down to Miami.
Yeah.
You want to drive? If you want to drive to my house, and then we'll just take one vehicle down, we could do that.
Yeah, you could stay at Barry's house.
I'm not staying any place where I have to dodge fallen frozen iguanas. Thank you very much.
No, there's no more.
They've thawed out and reanimated already.
No, I created a catapult and I just shot them over to the neighbor's yard.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, the boat show is going to be in the newly renovated Miami Beach Convention Center. That'll be the heart of it. And they have like 4 in-water locations scattered throughout Miami Beach.
Right next door to the Jackie Gleason Theater.
Right. You know, last time I was there, I think my truck got broken into. So
no,
wasn't that the last one that it was in Miami Beach? I thought it was.
No, that wasn't the last time you were there because you and I were there together a few times after that. Yeah. Because every time that I've been down there with you, you make it a point to go see Guy Harvey, and he sees you coming, and he disappears.
He disappears, yeah.
Greg's like, Guy, it's me. It's Greg. It's Greg.
You're making things up now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no, I'm not.
But regardless, Guy Harvey and me are close personal friends. He said hi to me once. So
it will be nice to be back in the building. I mean, it's just air conditioned. It's got nice restroom. It's just nice.
Well, I don't know. Has anyone
about
been
the restrooms, Barry?
Well, let me ask you this.
Restrooms are important, man.
let me ask you this, because I was just in California a couple weeks ago, and I was really taken aback by the garbage I saw around L.A. Now, I have not been down to Miami Beach lately, but they're not that far behind. I mean, as far as like some of the issues they have down there. And I don't know if it's
once you go over the bridge. Once you go over the bridge
to Miami Beach, okay, yeah.
Garbage is not allowed.
Oh, okay.
You have nothing to fear.
All right.
It's like going to Disney World.
Well, I mean,
that's
have
what
you been?
The Bay is for.
Well, but
can't they extend that rule to the city?
Yeah, but I'll tell you though. I mean, I hadn't been out to L.A. in like 2 years, and it was noticeably worse. So that's what I'm wondering. I haven't been down to Miami Beach in a couple years either because of COVID. Have you been down there setting up for the boat show yet? You haven't done anything down there yet, have you, Patrick? Or
I
know
have
anybody
not, but
who's been down there?
I have people down there.
Okay, and they haven't been reporting anything that looks out of the ordinary as far
No,
as.
they've all been killed, Greg.
Well, okay. When I was in L.A., I was just threatened with murder.
The
You're
boats
saying
have been stolen. My crew is dead. Every situation normal in Miami.
okay.
The boats are on big freighters heading down south.
Well, my point
You're
is
taking
some of
it well, Patrick.
some of the big cities, in all honesty, have been having some problems with crime and stuff. That's where I'm going with this, and I'm
You
just
don't
wondering.
say. Crime in big cities.
Okay, so you want to make this into a big joke? I get it, but
No, everything is
I
fine.
wonder. Yeah, have you haven't been hearing anything with issues
No,
down there in
no.
Miami? They got it together, Barry.
I watch the news every day. Miami's going to be fine. It looks like parking's going to be good. There's plenty of parking there.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice at the boat show. And,
Bathrooms are excellent, according to Barry.
bathrooms are excellent. Yeah, well, they're new, so
Okay.
here's your chance
Do
to
they
mark
have
your territory.
bidets? Do they have bidets?
No, they're not selling food.
Oh, then I'm not going.
Not beignets. Come on.
Yeah. He says it's Southern style.
Mhm.
No,
Okay.
it's going to be nice.
All right. So you're looking forward to it, and then hopefully it'll be good. I don't.
I'm looking forward to getting away from painting this house, fixing walls, and doing tax returns for at least one day.
Well, I'm just interested to hear or see, firsthand just how much different it is this year.
Well, they
not
come
just,
on down.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying with the not necessarily with the venue, but with this whole Discover Boating and MMA thing that they've joined
But
forces on.
we've done in water stuff with the Miami when we were at the Miami Beach Convention Center in the past. They've had off-site events, venues. So I don't think that's that different.
Well,
No,
I know,
that isn't different. Yeah, they had that along Collins Avenue. There's a whole
Right. Well,
the
I
whole
know, but
plethora.
they've been putting out press releases that this show is going to be a lot different. It's going to look different. It's going to feel different because they're doing a bunch of different Discover Boating elements. Having like I don't know, wakeboard exhibitions and things. They do have some special things set up at the boat show this year that are totally
the water
new.
skiing squirrel will be there.
I don't
That's
know if
gonna
that's
be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
I
true or
love that
not.
guy.
They're using, I understand from the press release, they are using the color blue primarily throughout the boat show. So that's different. And all the programs are in New Times Roman font.
Patrick, what
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
hoping that would happen.
Yeah.
All right, it sounds good.
All right.
It sounds good. So what
Well,
else
I
is
guess we're
happening?
just going to have to wait and see
Right.
because none of our crew is
literally
taking any
can't
of
wait.
this serious.
Well, it's a boat show, Greg. I mean, I've been doing
It's the
them for-
biggest and best boat show in the world, Patrick.
That's what we said about Flibs.
No, we did not. Flibs is the biggest in-water boat show in the world, and the Miami boat show is supposedly the biggest as
Out
far
of
as
water.
Well, yeah,
because this will be the first year it's back out of water, but the previous 5 years it was in water, which would have put it in competition with Flibs being in water.
They're
and
not
they
in
both can't be the
competition.
biggest and best. I mean, Flibs can be the biggest and best, and Miami can be the bestest and biggest,
okay.
but they can't both be the same.
hmm
Bestest?
Yes, that's Greg speak.
okay, Patrick?
He's fine.
Okay. Anyway, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I just thought it would be
Yay.
interesting to kind of set up a plan of attack, but you guys don't seem to think it's going to be any different than normal. So that's fine. We'll see.
We
I
didn't
think there's
say
going to be
that.
lots of. I think there's going to be lots of boats. I think the
Yeah.
displays are going to be
Okay.
awesome. I think that the aisles will be very wide and carpeted.
Uh-huh.
Greg will be out there with his little
His little
looking
what?
glass, the little looking glass, looking at the carpet. Yep.
Looking glass and micrometer,
Yeah, right.
measuring the
Uh-huh.
thickness of the fibers.
Now that is a thick shag carpet.
Hmm. So the only one who's going to really be there is, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. All right.
No, it's going to be awesome. It really is. I mean, we joke around, but again, I've been doing these for so long that it's kind of hard to build up. It's not that I'm not excited about a boat show, but to really be that Greg level of enthusiasm, I just can't fake the Gregness. That's all.
Well, I just want to see if they deliver the goods. They're promoting it heavily
I bet you
in
do.
that sense. and maybe it won't look that much different, but they are putting, stuff out there saying, hey, expect a different boat show this year. It's going to be bigger, better, different. It's not going to be the same boat show that you're used to. So
yeah, and don't leave your keys in your Honda Ridgeline because
never did.
It's not going to get stolen.
No one's going to steal that.
Hey, maybe we can get Greg to buy a boat this time.
There you go.
Not happening.
Barry, can I have your credit card, please?
Although I do see Mike is doing his Greg impression today because he's dressed like a boater.
Yeah, he's kind of a handsome man, I think is what Patrick's trying to say. But it's kind of hard to say with him sometimes.
Patrick, I'm sorry I doubted you.
Yeah, there you go. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Who are you?
We're from the State Mental Institution. We chartered the boat. We're going to go fishing. And that's all there is to it.
But I won't cry myself asleep. My soul no longer weeps. But my body lies in the heart of the sea.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the Boater, Mike the Mariner, rounding out the crew. All right. So we got the boat show here happening in a couple weeks. Something to look forward to or avoid, depending on your perspective, I guess. But we have some other stories that boat enthusiasts may find of interest. I guess it'll depend on how well Patrick is prepared for the show today. So what do we got, Patrick?
Don't blame this one on me. This is all on Barry.
Okay, why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah, Barry doesn't even know.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
did I contribute to this?
Yeah, you probably can't. Imagine if you had purchased a used boat and you wanted to change the engine. And you pull the old engine off, it's an outboard, and you pull these long bolts out of the transom, and then you look inside, and what should be wood looks more like mush. Well, I've been doing this painting project on my house.
Yeah.
The house is concrete,
Okay.
But when they built the house, the bay window is a wood frame. All right.
Right.
So somewhere along the way, that stucco has cracked.
Okay.
And I didn't get to it in time, and water has seeped in and rotted one of the plywood.
Okay, now I'm really confused. Patrick handed it off to you, and you're talking about your house and the bolts in your house. Is that
I'm
why
talking
you thought
about-
this
I'm
wasn't
talking
going to be
about-
good, Patrick?
No, I'm talking about hidden wood damage. And imagine if you had a boat that had that hidden wood
okay.
damage.
All right, there it
What
is.
would you do?
Probably get off of it because I think you're about to sink.
There's only one thing to do. That is replace the rotted wood, because you cannot. If you have a transom that has rotted, it is compromised.
Mhm.
And remember, that's a torque point for where the outboard is mounted.
Go
So
to the Miami
when you're
Boat Show and buy a new boat.
There you go.
See?
And
Problem solved.
Couple things. One, with older boats, or if you're looking at a pre-owned boat, always get that pre-purchase marine survey done. A good surveyor is going to take moisture readings. Now, moisture readings do not necessarily indicate there's a problem if a high level of moisture is
outside the
found.
boat.
So that's something to keep in mind. Like in an anchor locker storage, if it's a rope chain road, you're going to get high moisture readings. There are certain areas where, again, even in the engine compartment, you've always got some type of nuisance water or residual water that's usually traveling the length of the keel.
Right.
So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does warrant further investigation, which is you would go in and you would start to sound the transom or sound the stringers. In an engine room, if there's a hard water line, that's
No, wait, hold on. Back up, Patrick. What do you mean sound? Explain that nautical term you just threw out there.
It's not a nautical
Okay,
term.
then explain it. What does that mean?
But
What do you mean sound?
It's basically using a non-destructive, let's call it a hammer. Sometimes some people will use a Delron, a rod to tap on the exterior surface or on the interior stringers. And what you're looking for or listening for is a difference in the sound of a solid non-reverberation to a more of a hollow sound.
Right. You're trying to find the trap door. Got it.
Which may be indicative that you've got an issue there, whether it's DLAM or you've got a transom rod issue. But hard water lines in an engine compartment are always a sign of you want to take a closer look. And here's the thing. I know that it's easy to throw it back on the boat manufacturers. And when I hear the term, well, I got this boat and the transom's rotted or the stringer's rotted, it's those parts don't rot on their own without help. And when I say that, a boat can be dry sunk, which is it's left on a trailer, it's left in a yard somewhere, the drain plug is left in, or the drain plug has gotten clogged with debris, and that engine compartment fills up with water, and it sits for an extended period of time and eventually gets through the interior gel coat, through the laminate, which, yes, on a microscopic level is porous. You can get water saturating through it. You've also got weep holes. That is another entry point for water to work its way through. But over an extended period of time, those things just don't rot when a boat's been well cared for, well maintained. I have yet to see a boat that has been in perfect condition, all service records, and it's had rotted stringers or transom, rotted floor. It's just not one of those things. But also, it's incumbent upon you as a boat owner, especially if you have a boat like Mike's, where maybe he's taking his boat out of the water on a yearly basis for service, that you take it upon yourself. At that time, you're going to go around and you're going to reseal all of these things that are easy to reseal with marine silicone, because marine silicone will degrade, will break down over a period of time, and can allow water to get into areas that it's not intended to be.
That's why you have you have a little tub of Flex Seal. That stuff they advertise.
Do
on
not
TV,
use Flex Seal.
No. That's not marine grade. What are you talking about? I've seen the commercial.
Keep watching.
He's putzing around in a fiberglass,
ridgeline,
clear boat that's put together with the tape, and he's still floating.
It only lasts for one commercial. So that's what has happened is that I'm sure the caulk around the windows have failed. I saw hairline cracks as I power washed the paint off. You could see these hairline cracks in the stucco. So that means water was getting inside. Once the wood starts to rot, it expands, and you can see where the stucco is getting pushed out.
Right. So the moral of your story for your house is don't stucco your boat.
Right. Don't stucco your boat. So
don't stucco the boat.
The plan right now is to continue painting the rest of the house, and then I will go back to that area and probably have to do what Mike suggested, tear away that whole wall and rebuild it.
I say sell your house, go live on a boat.
Or since it's not a structural part, right?
Yeah,
it's an aesthetic part.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are products out there that you can inject into that will solidify.
No. He's not going to be able to do that.
Well, you can't inject some goo in there and fill it all in?
Listen, I watched this old house. I saw Bob Villa do this in like 30 minutes.
No, he's got to get that rotten wood out of there. I had the same thing happen to me in my bay window in my old house in Oviedo, and literally the whole bay window was about to fall out, and I didn't even know it. The exact same thing happened.
You guys with your fancy houses and your bay windows.
It's really only the bottom section of the bay window that will have to be worked on. The top sections is solid as a rock because the roof hangs over it.
Down.
Well, there you go. We've gotten off to a great start here on the world of housing. More coming up. Stay close.
Listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Imagine traveling twice as fast as you can drive. Imagine taking friends and family snorkeling, surfing, skiing, shopping, and more to exotic destinations. Imagine attending business meetings in cities far away and still making it home at night. Or just imagine exploring the wild blue yonder.
Quit dreaming about it and get to it. There has never been a better time to become a private pilot, and Flight Training Professionals in Orlando will show you how. Flight Training Professionals in Orlando is your full-service flight school. A state-of-the-art flight simulator, a fleet of the latest Cessna aircraft, and a staff of full-time seasoned flight instructors are just a few of the many reasons Flight Training Professionals in Orlando is the place to start your aviation adventure. Call 407-896-0077. That's 407-896-0077. Or go to ftpros.com. That's ftpros.com. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, rounded out the crew. All right, so water damage, how to spot it, how to avoid it. I think we've covered that base pretty well. And you can apply some of that to your home painting jobs. Like
Barry your home or your boat.
Yeah, Barry the painter slash boater. But that's fine.
I think when you get down to it, however you store your boat, you need to make sure you need to regularly inspect the stringer system and the structural system, and you can do it yourself. The sounding that Patrick was talking about is easy to do. You can tell the difference between good solid wood and wood that's soft by the sound of it as you're tapping through the hull structure. But it's a good practice to regularly check, the integrity and make sure that you're not getting undue water intrusion. You might have a little bit of water if it is a boat.
So when you get a new boat, Mike, I'm guessing you should go around the hull and maybe tap on it and get a baseline.
Yeah.
So
we did.
you know how your boat
during
sounds.
my survey. Yeah, when I bought this boat, we did a complete haul. I did a complete survey, and the surveyor did a complete complete hull survey, and he did a combination of the water. I can't remember what the thing is called. Hydrometer.
Yeah.
It's called a hydrometer. And he tapped the entire hull and went into the engine room and tapped all the stringers.
5-pound sledge.
That's what you need.
You don't
huh?
need anything that heavy.
No, just a little ball peen hammer and a good ear and experience. The thing was, the engine room was nice and clean and dry, and that it was pretty evident that there wouldn't be any problems. But it's still a good practice. You should always roam around your boat and pull the hatches and poke your head in, look around, just to make sure that you don't have anything happening that could cause you problems later.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. You got to know how your boat sounds. I think I learned something. I didn't know you were doing that. That's kind of a neat thing.
And, I was, earlier today before the show, I was in the engine room roaming around doing that.
Yeah. Well, when your boat starts singing back to you, though, that's when maybe you have concerns, or that's where the mental issues pop into play with our crew. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Here's the boat, and here's you. Do you want to be in the boat? Yeah, alone.
That's life on a boat. When I'm bored, it's the perfect kind of joke. I'm living it up and never giving up, life on a boat.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, navigating the latest boating news and information. And along those lines, Patrick, what do we got next?
Ask you a question, sir.
Yeah.
How do you know when you have too much money? What's
doesn't
the bellwether?
Doesn't exist.
No, there's got to be a point where you get, and it's like, you know what? I just have too much damn money.
I would like to be in that position one day to ask myself that.
And I bring this up because the internet literally blew up this week.
Okay.
Dateline Rotterdam. You're familiar with Mr. Jeff Bezos? There, Greg?
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's got a 417-foot yacht that's being built by the Dutch firm Ocean Co.
Okay.
And it is so big and so tall.
How big is it?
It will not fit through the Koningshaven Bridge.
Okay,
so they're
avoid the
building
bridge.
this thing. They're building this thing, but they will not be able to get it to the open sea unless they dismantle the bridge and then rebuild the bridge, which Mr. Bezos has agreed to cover the expenses for.
Free upgrade. There you go.
But it's a historic bridge, right?
That it is, and that's the other thing. It is a historic bridge. The middle section is known locally as De Hef. So it's got to be temporarily removed to allow the 130-foot tall boat. This thing is 130 feet high.
So this is a sailing yacht, though, right?
Yeah.
It's
well,
a
they don't
sailing
have
yacht.
they wouldn't put the masts on it to get it through the bridge.
Yeah, I would say, why don't they just hold off on putting on the mast until they get it through?
Well, I would imagine
no,
they've kind of thought
I think the super, if it's 400 feet long, the superstructure is 130 feet tall. Not
Correct.
The mast
Possibly.
would be
my God.
250 feet high.
Yeah, I think
All
this is just a super yacht.
Okay, well, let's get something straight. Are the people that are, are they upset about this bridge issue, or is this just something you're saying?
It depends on which side you come down to. So the move is controversial because the steel bridge has a long history and is now a national monument.
Mm-hmm.
Last went through a major renovation, and it was out of action, out of service from 2014 to 2017. And officials at that time said it will never be dismantled again. Where Jeff Bezos came along and said, "Hold my beer. Amazon will be delivering it in just a minute."
I've got a checkbook here.
Right.
I have a thought on this. So, here's the thing. Ocean Code. Okay, so Jeff Bezos wanted Ocean Code to build his boat, right? It's the people. It's the way they build the boat. Okay. Wouldn't it have been better to say to Ocean Co, hey, I'm going to buy you all the equipment you need to build my vessel at a yard that has direct ocean access? Wouldn't that have been simpler and easier?
Probably not, because probably that type of facility that's needed for that is probably at a premium. Not that Bezos couldn't afford it, but then to move all of the equipment, all of the engineering staff, everything would be, you're basically having to duplicate everything that you have at this other facility, because I'm sure they have other projects going on.
I would have thought
but that's done all the time. They're going to dedicate an engineering and construction crew to that boat. The equipment needed to build it can be bought and placed somewhere else.
Makes
in
sense.
Another yard.
But don't you think, Mike, I got to jump in and just say that, wouldn't you think they thought about that? I mean, surely, they would have seen this is going to be a problem making a boat, and they obviously decided along the way that, hey, it's going to be easier to dismantle the bridge, and maybe prefer some kind of maybe they could parlay some kind of upgrade for the bridge that would be good for the local
question. Was that question directed to the owner of Miteco? Because I understand that Miteco has a shipbuilding facility there on beautiful downtown Lake Monroe.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we could build you a ship.
No, it wasn't.
But no. The thing is, a ship like that, it is a ship, can be built in any number of yards. All you need is the space and the equipment.
Yeah.
The people you could move there. I mean, look at all the major construction projects where they move man and material.
But I'm just saying, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Don't you think they would have known this going into this project? And so why did they continue forward with it if they thought that was we could have easily fixed this by building it somewhere else? He has the money. He has the pockets, like you said.
Because I'm pretty sure that they figured that, this project is going to bring so much revenue into this town, the jobs that it's going to create, everything like that,
we'll make an exception.
We're just going to ask them to remove the center section of the bridge.
Yeah.
No biggie. They just did it in 2013 to 2017. And if you look at worldofboating.com or World of Boating on Facebook and you look at this news story, there's a picture there. And what it appears to be is this particular bridge, the center section raises up and down.
Right.
So it doesn't open like a drawbridge, but it lifts up and down, almost like a guillotine, if you will.
But right now it doesn't raise high enough.
Unbolt those 4 bolts that hold it in place, put it on a barge, move it to the side, have the ship go through, and then put it back in place. And then he'll repaint it and fix it up a little bit.
Yeah,
for him.
by then Barry will be done with his home painting job. He'll be available.
Well,
you'll eventually be done.
If you remember, a few weeks ago we talked about the one that was just coming out of the shipyard and cleared under the bridge by 6 inches, and this was a super yacht. I mean, it just
low
made
tide
it underneath.
Well,
and that bridge was not movable like this one is.
Yeah, well, if this one is movable, I do wonder if it is as easy as just raising it off the entire structure. And yeah, it might disable the bridge for maybe a few days, but it may not be that big of a problem.
Yeah, I think it may be more than a few days.
Well, I don't know. It just depends on how they could raise it up and off.
Here's the thing. Why not just get some of his Blue Origin rockets and strap them to this thing and fly it from the shipyard out to the open water?
There you go.
Now that would be awesome.
Problem solved if you're crazy.
Yeah, but he needs
Thank you,
Elon
Captain
Musk's
Patrick.
SpaceX rockets that land themselves again.
Yeah,
No, you use
true.
those super heavy
Bezos
lift
doesn't-
Huey helicopters to lift them up with straps.
Or a bunch of those Amazon delivery drones.
When do they expect this boat to be ready, by the way, Patrick? Do we know?
2099.
Okay, so you don't know. Got it.
I don't know.
All right. So we don't know how soon this might happen, but that is the plan, at least at the moment.
Yeah,
We'll see if they stick with
the
it.
project is currently known as Y721 because YYZ was already taken. And it will be the largest of its kind in the world when it's completed, unless somebody starts to build one that is just, say, a meter longer. All you need is one of those nice teak bow pulpits, and, you can beat the record.
I'm a little behind. My boat's 43 feet long.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Didn't
get a
any
bigger
of you
boat.
play with? Didn't any of you play with erector sets when you were kids and you built all these bridges and things?
No,
That's what this bridge looks like.
Barry, we're not nerds.
Mike's boat. Mike's boat would be a dinghy for the dinghy of the dinghy that goes on this super yacht.
Oh,
Exactly.
All right. Fair enough. All
So
right.
anyway,
Well,
that's what's happening with Mr. Bezos and his new, yet to be built or finished yacht. Meanwhile, down in Cape Coral, we had some windy weather here in this part of the country the past week. And it was so windy down in Cape Coral that it prompted this news story. Cape Coral residents attempt to keep boats from floating away on windy days.
You
Tie 'em
mean
up.
They tie them up?
No, well, you would think, right?
Yeah.
So they had a couple people that chimed in on this. It was a very small, and apparently this was triggered by one boat floating loose on the water last Saturday morning, probably when we were going live with this show. So Mr. Larry Goldsmith said he recommends people going to a yacht squadron to learn about boating and knotting tips. He said it's best to rope down all 6 sides of the boat. Mike, how many sides does your boat have?
I have 2 sides.
Okay, because I'm kind of curious as 6 sides of the boat: the back, the midship, and the bow. So I'm really questioning this article. And to be extra cautious, he said you could double the lines. Shelby Kelly has her boats on a lift. She said to make sure the boats are high enough so that large waves don't knock them over. This should have been your segment, Mike. Useless boating facts with Mike the Mariner. I'm doing your job for you, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
thank you.
Here.
all right. Well, we'll just reset because we may just have to hand it off to Mike next and let him catch up. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK
K7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Hey, what's going on out there? There's a boat. Whoa. Is anybody on it?
Yeah, some hairy guy. Oh, wait a minute. He's got company. Oh, farts.
Floating down the river, sailing on the sea, cruising on the ocean, boats are for me.
This is the world of boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain, and let's see, Captain Patrick, I think. I don't see him right now on our
He's here.
YouTube feed.
He had to do all his laundry, so he did all of his laundry.
Can you hear me, Greg?
We can hear you. We just can't see you. Bonus.
Well,
maybe. Yeah.
I think everybody in our listening and viewing audience will be rejoicing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're relieved for sure.
Patrick?
Yeah. Oh, see? Mike the Mariner with us as well. So I don't know what you turned off your video for YouTube and Facebook Live and Twitch.
I
Why?
did not turn off my video at all. For whatever reason, it stopped broadcasting.
Oh,
but
you broke the interwebs.
I have to defer to the first rule of Greg. Don't touch anything when we're broadcasting.
That's
so I'm
right.
leaving it alone.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, I do wonder what's going on, though. That's really odd.
You okay, Patrick?
I don't know. I just don't know. All right. So anyway, moving on. What else do we got to cover today, Patrick?
Okay. So, up in Minnesota, they're having some issues, and this will be a good one, especially for my Republican counterparts, Greg and Mike. So, a new Minnesota report is about how to keep people safe on area lakes while protecting natural settings. Now, you can imagine what has spurred this report is the rise in wakeboard boats or wake surf boats or wake sport boats, which are all designed to put out a larger wake that you can ride.
All right.
So
this is a Republican issue. Why? I don't know.
Why?
I'm confused.
Yeah. I think because they want to use these wakeboard boats, but are they damaging the shoreline?
High wakes can create environmental damage, such as shoreline erosion, Mr. Forrester said. His group, which is the Minnesota Lakes and River Advocates, they want to mandate, get ready for this, all watercraft operators, are you still with me?
Yeah.
Obtain a permit.
What?
Oh,
to do what?
To operate their wakeboard boat.
Okay.
Well, how does that?
Yeah. How does that? Why is this a Republican thing, though? I'm confused.
Mike gets it.
Do you, Mike?
Well, I do. It's just more regulation, of course.
There we go.
Oh, wait. So the group that is calling for it is not Republican. Is that what you're saying?
They don't say whether they are or they aren't, but this is one thing that I actually side with my Republican counterparts on, which is too much regulation. You're already paying registration. You've already got a boating license. Now you want us to get a permit too?
Okay, so
it's not going to change anything either. So if they all bought the permits, they'd still be out there wakeboarding. So why are you bothering with it?
Because the money generated by the permits will probably be used to restore the shorelines.
So it's really not a permit, it's a tax.
It's a tax. That's exactly right. And it's kind of like that if you look in the news, the Canadian luxury tax on boats.
Did Patrick just die? What happened?
Yeah, all right. But let's finish this story before we touch on that one real quick. So anyway, this is up in Minnesota. The last couple years, they've had 16,000 new motorized watercraft purchased by the great people in the state of Minnesota. And this is something that does not need to be done. What needs to be done is you, as a responsible boater, if you have this type of boat, is make sure that you are not creating a wake, that you are running so close to shore that you are causing erosion or, even worse, damaging somebody's property, whether that be their dock, whether that be their boat, their watercraft, whatever it is. Just common sense, which I know at times when it comes to people who boat, they just don't go together, but that's what you need to do. Now,
so I'm gonna say one quick thing on this issue regarding the wake of boats and their effect on waterways.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, just real quick. A friend of mine, scientist, said actually there's a beneficial effect because of the way it aerates the water and aerates the shoreline.
There, makes sense to me. I'll buy it.
Erosion's a different issue, but there are benefits.
Sure.
Okay. Now, to Mike's report out of Canada, where they are looking at enacting a luxury tax. We did this back in 1990.
Yep.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yep, didn't work then.
And that was that. And I will say this: that was a Democrat-backed bill that the Republicans wound up jumping on board with, and it was a disaster.
It was devastating, and actually, I did a report on it at the college radio station I was working for at the time, and the thing was, and you could see it coming down the pipe. You could see the market collapsing for new boats because everybody started shifting their focus to buying boats offshore or buying used vessels. The boating industry in the United States lost over 250,000 jobs because of that, and Canada is about to do the same thing.
I had already been working for my employer for 4 years when this came on board. And we had truckloads of boats coming back. Hopefully, Canadians, they just don't go down this path.
Well, they got it together right now, that whole trucking convoy thing. So God bless them. Let them make their own mistakes. Maybe. And we'll just leave it at that for this week. Till next week, remember, whether it's sail or motor,
life is better as a boater.
Safe boating, everyone.
Here, you barnacle-bitten swab. World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.